The curse of Escobar's money, billions of dollars buried, hidden, and lost forever. This is the real story behind the cursed fortune of Pablo Escobar, the man who became the seventh richest person in the world, but whose money became an urban legend that haunts Colombia to this day. Have you ever imagined having so much money that you literally can't store it all? Pablo Escobar faced exactly this problem, and the solution he found created one of the greatest mysteries in modern history: the money empire. To understand the curse, we first need to comprehend the absurd dimension of Pablo Escobar's wealth. At the height of the Medellin cartel in the 1980s, Escobar earned approximately $60 million per day. To put this in perspective, in just one day, Escobar earned more than the entire annual budget of many countries' week. He earned more than many multinational companies make in an entire year. But here's the first problem. How do you store so much illegal money? Banks were out of the question. Bank accounts would leave traces that could be tracked by the DEA and other international agencies. Escobar developed a bizarre storage system. He buried money on remote farms, hid it in false walls of seemingly normal houses, and even kept it in underground deposits built specifically for this purpose throughout Colombia. The operation was so large that Escobar employed dozens of people just to count money. They worked in 8-hour shifts, counting bills 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Even so, many times they simply weighed the money to estimate the value, because counting note by note would take too long. Roberto Escobar, Pablo's brother and the cartel's official accountant, later revealed that they lost about 10% of the total fortune every year, approximately $2.1 billion, simply because the money rotted buried, was eaten by rats, or they forgot where they had hidden it. Imagine losing more than $2 billion per year, and this being considered just collateral damage of the business. Roberto also told that on some occasions, they spent more than $2,500 per month just buying rubber bands to tie money bundles. The cartel even had basic logistical problems. They couldn't find safes big enough to store so much money, so they started using adapted shipping containers. The fall and the lost money. In December 1993, Pablo Escobar was killed on a rooftop in Medellin during a joint operation between Colombian and American forces. But his death created an even greater mystery. Where was all the money? Experts estimate that at the time of death, Escobar possessed between $25 to $30 billion scattered throughout Colombia and other countries like Panama, Mexico, and even the United States. The family managed to recover only a small fraction. Some estimate less than 5% of the total. The rest simply vanished into thin air. Here begin the most bizarre legends. Maria Victoria Henao, Escobar's widow, stated in interviews that during the period when they were fleeing, they burned $2 million just to keep their daughter Manuela warm during a particularly cold night while hiding in the mountains. Sebastian Marroquin, Pablo's son, said they found several deposits that had been completely destroyed by Colombian tropical humidity. Huge piles of money that had turned into useless green paste. But the most disturbing were Escobar's famous maps. Pablo kept dozens of detailed maps marked with exact coordinates of treasure locations. These maps were kept in special safes, and only Pablo and a few people of extreme trust had access. After his death, many of these maps mysteriously disappeared, stolen by ex-employees, rival cartel members, or even government agents who participated in the final operations. What makes everything more intriguing is that Escobar apparently used a complex code system on his maps. They weren't just simple markings, but cross-references with geographical landmarks, specific dates, and even lunar phases. Some experts believe that without knowing the complete code system, the maps are practically useless. The modern search and treasure hunters. Since 1993, literally thousands of people have tried to find Escobar's lost money. The search has become a national obsession in Colombia. Farmers occasionally find small amounts buried, usually between $50,000 to $500,000. In 2020, a family of farmers discovered $18 million in plastic barrels buried on their rural property near Medellin. But there's something deeply sinister about this modern search. Dozens of treasure hunters have disappeared or been found dead over the past 3 decades. Some were victims of armed groups that control certain rural regions of Colombia, Others died under completely mysterious circumstances, found in rivers, or simply disappeared without a trace. Nicolas Escobar, Pablo's nephew, became a central figure in this search. He claims to have found $18 million hidden in the wall of one of his uncle's old houses in 2019. But even he, who grew up here,